Evening. Welcome to the March 24th, 2025 meeting of the Library Board. Will the staff secretary call the roll, please?
Bianca Unidad.
Here.
Maria Fisk.
Present.
Barbara Fulmer.
Here.
Nora Perea.
Here.
Kayla Scott.
Here.
Eileen Speaker.
Here.
Thank you.
Will Board Member Fisk please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the secretary read the procedures for addressing the Library Board today?
Citizens addressing the board during public comment are asked to approach the podium and are limited to 3 minutes unless extended by the chair, and must be regarding items that are not listed on the agenda and are with the city's jurisdiction. The Brown Act does not permit any action or discussion on items not listed on the agenda. No action will be taken on items addressed under public comments.
I will now open public comment. Thank you. I will close public comment. Would anybody like to move to approve the minutes? Or next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the January 27th, 2025 board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve the minutes.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay. Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to the next section, we've got requests and presentations. So next on the agenda is item 6.1, Library Card Contest Winners.
Good evening, Library Board members. My name is Cambria Evans. I'm the library supervisor in charge of programming, and I'm delighted to be with you again this evening. This time, I have brought with me our programming librarian, Nathan Garcia, who is going to present for you the Library Card Design Contest winners.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, library board members. As previously mentioned, my name is Nathan Garcia. I started with the city of Roseville in October of last year as the youth and teen programming librarian. I'm excited to present the Library Card Design Contest winners. This was an initiative started by my predecessor, Anna. She was the programming librarian. And this was in connection with Get a Library Card Month in September of 2024. When I began last fall, the project was already, it already had submissions. And so when I came on, my job was to organize the collection and sort it out, voting, and see how voting would be conducted. I also had to formulate how to choose the winners, which what I decided to do was split the designs into 4 different groups, ranging from artistic style, and we just felt that that would be the fairest way to achieve winners in different artistic brackets, and to provide a wide variety of different card designs. We had 4 groups of increasing design complexities that staff voted on to narrow to smaller groups, which we had then posted to our library website, so that the public could vote on their favorite cards from each group. With that being said, we had 4 winners, which will be presented shortly.
Great.
It's okay. The Library Card Design Contest, the design purpose and benefits. So we had community engagement. So the community was very involved and submitted their submissions. We are supporting local artists. And there's an offer, and it offers a new limited edition version of library cards, allowing the community to provide their artistic interpretation of libraries and the city of Roseville. And then it also has advocacy and marketing of library programs and services. The Library Card Design Contest served as a great way to engage the community and give local artists, patrons, an opportunity to showcase their designs. This was a great way to get the community involved and let them know that they are a large part of library services and that their efforts can affect libraries, such as having their design made into a library card that the public can grab. This was also a unique way for the city of Roseville to see how people interpreted the city and the library through their art. We will be offering these limited edition cards while supplies last starting tomorrow. We'll touch more on that towards the end. So there was a variety of submissions that we received. We received about 140 submissions. 74 of those met the requirements. And so we have our picture there with all the submissions that didn't win, and then we have the 4 winners at the bottom. That will be at Downtown Library until April 14th. Yeah, and so we had several submissions. We had photos, Crayola, graphic design, color pencils, markers, and even a design using fingerprints. The Roseville community showcased their amazing art skills and were very enthusiastic with their designs. This was a great project to build a sense of community and camaraderie. There was a positive effect of the project as staff, patrons, and community were excited about the contest. Staff felt that even though there were designs that did not win, there was opportunities for us to showcase all of the amazing submissions. At the Downtown Library, there will be a poster with all the submissions that qualified and highlighting the 4 winners. This display will be up through the end of National Library Week, which is April 12th. Please feel free to come by and see all the amazing designs. And with that, we're going to present the winners. So if the winners could come up to the front board, and then if the chair can also come and All right. All right. So the Group 4 winner, Amy Vanderboon, Little Books, Big Dreams.
Thank you. Thank you.
Group 3 winner is Aaliyah Ruiz, titled Best Library Ever.
Not with us right now. That one's not here.
Group 2 winner, Corinna Cattercamp, titled Fingerprint Freight Train.
Super cool. Yeah, it's very nice.
And then Group 1 winner, Jessica Reed, Roses Are Red.
Nice.
All right, so the winning card designs are available starting Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. The public will be able to get one of these new limited edition library card designs. All 4 designs will be available at all 3 libraries, Downtown, Maidu, and Martha Riley. The cards will be limited edition, so they are only available while supplies last. For new patrons to the Roseville Public Library, they will be able to get a card of their choice for free. However, if they are an existing patron, they would like a limited edition card, they will be expected to pay the $2 replacement card fee, and also will get a choice of their card. And then I would also just like to remind again that the honorable mentions are on display at the Downtown Library through Saturday, April 12th. We would like to extend our sincere appreciation to the community for the wonderful designs we received. The first design contest was successful, and we'll be revisiting this specialty program again in future years. And then also, I'd like to know, in appreciation to the board and all the members, we are inviting the library board members to any of our 3 libraries to obtain a free copy of the limited edition card of their choice. Thank you all for everything that you do.
Choose.
Thank you very much. Big congratulations to our winners. Thank you so much for giving your art and your time to the Roseville Public Library. We appreciate you. I'd like to open this to the board for comment.
It's a comment. I want to say your guys' designs are so cute. I wasn't able to see it in person, but I saw online they posted pictures of it, and it was absolutely adorable. And I just want to comment that.
Very creative.
Yeah.
Very.
So the process for replacing a card, you just walk into the library with your existing card? And
Yeah,
you
with your
create-
existing card, and then you can just pick and your ID, and then you can choose your design, and then it's just a $2 replacement charge.
Read them on demand right there?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
I think the library card contest is such an excellent idea. I think you really touched on the two really important points of community engagement and supporting local artists. I went by the library. I think I'd seen the poster hanging in the downtown library the last time I went to story time. And then I went back and revisited today because I thought today was the day I could get a library card. I was mistaken. It is tomorrow, so I'm one day early. So I will be going back because I am very excited to get a limited edition. It feels very special to get a limited edition library card. I'm very excited. But I think this is an excellent program. And you kind of touched on one of my questions was if this will be revisited in the future, or how frequently you plan on holding this contest, because I think it's just an excellent way to engage community of all ages, and kind of this special little thing to do, not just to engage community in a way that's engaging artists, but also to get a special, different kind of card is very fun.
Thank you.
Just to answer that question, we did plan to revisit it every other year.
Okay.
Just to keep them fresh and exciting.
Every year seems very ambitious, so yeah.
So brought some cards so you guys can pick after the meeting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very kind.
Like to open this to public comment. Okay, I will close public comment. Next on the agenda is item 6.2, library digital technology.
Hello, I am Rachel Prowse, Library Supervisor, and I have with me Alex Guillen, who is a librarian, and we both work with our library technology, which is super fun, really is. So as many of you know, technology plays a huge role in our daily lives, and the library is no exception to that. So we would like to give you an overview of some of our library technology that we use every day and how it positively impacts our business and allows us to do more for our community. And we'll also talk about a couple of apps and online resources that we have. So the first one I'd like to talk about is our self-checkouts. So each of our locations has a number of self-checkouts, and those let customers check out their materials, renew their items, and pay fines themselves in the library. So that is the picture under self-checkout. So years ago, all of this was done by library staff. And I was trying to count how many times a staff member would have to touch a book after it was returned. And I think I got up to 8 or 9. So before we had all of this great technology, there was a lot of time spent checking in, checking out items. So once we implemented the system a number of years ago, we were able to change our staffing model and prioritize helping customers rather than just simply checking out and renewing items. So these machines have eliminated the need for most customers to wait in line, and it has freed up staff to help with other transactions, such as assisting in finding material or helping them with research or answering questions. So staff are still available at our front desks, but they are there to assist customers in other ways now. So just to give you an example of how much these are used, so in the 6-month period from July to December 2024, almost 300,000 physical items were checked out from the libraries. 88% of those were checked out on the self-check, so that's over 262,000 items that customers checked out themselves. So when these items are returned, they are checked in right away by our automated system and removed from the customer's account. So this immediate check-in allows customers to find out what's still left on their account, what they may have forgotten at home, and then it also clears their account so they can immediately check out more items. So when they return an item, they'll put it in the slot, and they are whisked down a conveyor belt, and that's the picture up there. And books are sorted into bins based on the type of item that they are. So staff, they regularly go in and they'll empty the bins, they'll put like items on carts, take them out directly to the library floor, put them in the appropriate area, and they'll sit there and wait for staff to put them back on the shelf. But while they're sitting there, they're also available for other customers to browse through that cart, check them out. So everything's available same day almost. So it's pretty nice. So items that are on hold, when they come into our return system, and items that need to be transferred to other locations, those are sorted separately. And so when a hold item is returned, a slip prints out automatically, and those items can just go onto a cart and be placed on the shelf. Now, the huge advantage to that is that the customers get the notification as soon as the item comes through the system. So for it to be just print that slip and us to take it right out, again, good customer service. So these pieces of equipment have helped us increase our accuracy. And like I said, it frees up staff to focus on other work that the library needs done, like programming, marketing, selecting and purchasing materials, professional development, and things like that. So the library also has, at all 3 locations, public PCs, and they are free to use, and they allow people to access the internet and then some basic computer functions. Customers are guaranteed 2 hours per day, but that time can be extended. And many customers come in and use these daily, weekly, sporadically, or when their computer at home stops working. So we are always here. So we also, because many people have their own laptops and devices, we have free Wi-Fi, and we have a number of regular customers who come in to take advantage of our quiet space and in our study rooms, and they work on their own personal devices. So due to the increase in use of those personal devices, we now offer remote printing. So this offers the users of laptops, et cetera, to send their print jobs to the library printer, and then they can either print in black and white or color. So documents can also be sent from a home computer, and they come to the library, they release their print job, and they can print their items in the library. So we have instructions on our website for users at home to do that. Not everyone has a printer these days. So I listed one item up there. It may not sound as flashy or as helpful as the other items, but we do have security gates. And they're at the entryway of all the libraries, and they let us know if something's not checked out walking out the doors. So it's kind of standard at places to have the security gates. But what makes ours so cool is they're cool. They actually now talk to a new library app that we have, and it's a new checkout app. So here on the bottom is the Roseville Public Library app, and we are rolling out this app this month, and this is a way for customers to check out books using their smartphones. So the app is very simple in that once it's downloaded, you enter your library card number and your PIN, you scan the barcode on each book or item that you're checking out, and it's checked out to you. So this app talks to our security gates, and so you won't beep on the way out the door. You don't have to use our self-checks. You don't have to deactivate them. So that's why the security gates are so special. So, this app is pretty basic, so you can check out, you can see the physical items you have checked out, and you can renew those items if possible. So Alex is now going to share another app and some online resources.
Hi, everyone. So in June of 2023, the library debuted its new library catalog interface powered by Aspen Discovery. And Aspen Lita, our other app, is the companion app to Aspen Discovery. It gives library patrons an intuitive, user-friendly way to manage their own library experience. Aspen Lita is an app version of our library's catalog website, and library patrons can log in, search the catalog, place holds, manage their account, and more. We don't use the self-checkout feature that's offered in Aspen Lita, as it doesn't integrate with our security gates like the Roseville Public Library app does. And so as I had just mentioned, the library moved over to our new catalog website in June of 2023, and this was an upgrade from our previous catalog interface, as our current catalog offers many features that allow library users to more easily connect to our wide variety of materials and offers a better online experience. When library users are logged into their account, they can view and renew materials, manage their holds, view and pay for fines, and even borrow ebooks. So on the main page of our catalog, we offer a mix of featured items, including book lists curated by library staff, items new to the library, and a section dedicated to items featured on the New York Times bestsellers list. In addition, for titles where we own print, ebook, Kindle, and e-audiobook versions, all formats can be viewed and placed on hold in the catalog. That's not something our old catalog could do. In the case for online resources from Libby, Cloud Library, and Hoopla, library patrons can even check out items directly from the catalog and read from the app. Hoopla specifically is an app that syncs across multiple devices, such as smartphones and smart TVs. Hoopla offers access to audiobooks, ebooks, music, movies, and TV shows, all free with your Roseville Public Library card. Patrons can also view and access other library online resources, such as Canopy streaming movies directly from the catalog. Canopy is another one of the library's well-loved resources, and it offers movies, documentaries, foreign films, classic cinema, independent films, and educational videos. Canopy's collection can be searched directly in the catalog, but to view anything, you do have to go through the website or their app, which is also syncs across multiple devices, such as smartphones and smart TVs. There are so many ways to find and discover our variety of online resources that aren't directly searchable in the catalog. So for example, the catalog has a research and learn page that lists every online resource available for library users. In addition, when people are searching in the catalog, there's an Explore More feature, which provides additional content, including curated book lists and online resources available to library users. In the top image, for example, if a patron searches for the keyword newspapers, the Explore More box, which shows up underneath the first two search results, shows some of our online newspaper databases, including Newsbank and the California Digital Newspaper Collection. If they select the web pages icon at the end, they'll see a larger list of our online newspaper resources, including access to the Sacramento Bee. In the middle image, if a library user searches for the term reading recommendations, they'll see two of our book recommendation databases, one curated for students called Novelist Plus K through 8, and the other for all ages called Novelist Plus. In the bottom image, if a library user searches for the term New York Times, they'll see a link to the digital edition of the New York Times, which is available for free with the Roseville Public Library card, as well as a few of the featured New York Times bestseller lists, which are pulled directly from their website. These are just a few of the wide variety of features that our catalog offers to library users. We do truly believe our catalog is one of the best online resources that we can offer for our library patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'd like to open this to the board for comment.
I have a question. So there was a disparity between the checkouts and the automated check-ins, the numbers? Is it because is the difference, I mean, you'd almost expect them to match? So one was 299,000, the other one was, I don't know,
Okay,
257,000.
so one was the self-checkout number. So staff, some customers do like to come to the desk and we will check out their items, or if they're for another, like if they're asking us about an account issue and they have a stack of items, we'll check them out for them. So the checkouts and returns and each month, like because of renewals, they're never going to match, but that 12% is probably what is the discrepancy.
Okay. You mentioned a lot of apps. I was getting confused as you were going through them, right? There's the one that's connected with the security gate, and which one was that specifically?
That was the Roseville Public Library app.
Okay. And then there was Aspen Discovery.
Aspen Lita, and that's our catalog app.
Okay, what was Aspen Discovery that was mentioned?
Aspen Discovery is the software that powers our catalog website.
And then Hoopla was, sorry, is that the right?
Hoopla is music, TV, movies, ebooks, audiobooks, lots of different things.
And then Canopy is different?
Yes, streaming movies and TV shows.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I just had a comment. What stood out to me the most, now that I think people are being a little bit more careful with their pocketbook, the library is such an asset to receive free literature, newspapers, magazine, music, TV, shows. So I really hope the community knows more about the library. I think it's easy to go over to Barnes & Noble, but then you leave and you spent a lot of money. And you can have a wonderful experience at our libraries completely for free and not have to change your consumption lifestyle of your favorite media. So I just really appreciate the library being here for all of us at all times throughout history. So thank you for all that you do and always making it better and better every year. It makes such a difference to the people in our community. So thank you.
Yeah, I would just, excuse me, I would just echo those sentiments of that the library is so much more than just books. There's this entire technology component that they offer the community. Specifically, I think around things like computers that you mentioned, printing, just general assistance provided by the librarians. I mean, they are so knowledgeable that I think there's so many components or so many categories of our community that need assistance or, like you mentioned, don't have a printer at home, because that's more on the rare side nowadays, or if your computer breaks or anything like that, that I think is very helpful.
I'd like to open this to public comment. I will close public comment. Thank you. Next on the agenda is item 6.3, Libraries and Culture Report.
Thank you. I'm Ravinda Sufi, your city librarian. I'm still sitting in a county. Your city librarian. I have a couple of things. I want to start with kind of the state funding and federal funding, just to give you a bit of an overview where we are with that. So California Library Services Act funding, which comes to us from the state. CLSA fosters resource sharing among libraries, particularly in rural areas where funding challenges negatively impact library access for patrons. CLSA funding was reduced by 50% in the previous budget cycle to $1.88 million. It has been proposed again to remain at that level. Currently, there are some legislative efforts from CLA, which is California Library Association, to seek a restoration of this funding and specifically request that $3.2 million be augmented to the current baseline, which would bring total funding of CLSA to $5 million. We don't know where we are, but just efforts are going on. And just to give you a bit of a background, how do we benefit from this funding? Some of the ebooks which were mentioned, that is funded through that. So NorthNet is the system which we use, and that is a consortia which we use, and they provide that funding to us. We also have some of the funding where we do resource sharing with other libraries, and that is also funded through that. We also got funding from them for our staff training as well. So all those fundings, they have been impacted last year as well and going forward as well. Another one was lunch at the library funding, which was reduced last year, and the CLA is also asking to restore that funding too. Now coming to federal funding and IMLS, which is Institution for Museum Libraries and Library Services. So the California State Librarian Greg Lucas informed the libraries that the President Trump, as executive order on Friday, 14th March, includes Institution for Museum and Library Services, which provides federal funding to support libraries in California and other 49 states. The executive order says that non-statutory components and functions be eliminated and that entities shall reduce the performance of their statutory functions and associate personnel to the minimum presence and functions required by law. The institution and the other agencies listed in the executive order had 7 days to respond. It's not yet clear at this point what this means for federal funding for California, the bulk of which this funding is used for to support the local libraries, and that comes to us through various grants. We currently have no programs funded through IMLS grant to the libraries program. However, this current year, like the next fiscal year, we have applied for one grant in partnership with our friends of the library. So we don't know at this point what that will mean and what the outcome will be. But just wanted to give you an update on that. Coming back to our libraries, couple of successful programs I would like to mention. Again, all that wonderful work you've been hearing, kind of it is happening in libraries. Few more to add there. So kids made more than 3,000 Valentine's Day cards during the February create at the library, and they gifted most of them to the family members. We donated about 225 cards to lonely seniors in our community through Senior Helpers and gifted 80 cards to seniors in the FAB program, which is through other division in the PRL. Over 120 participated in Push Pause at the library, which is a self-directed Sudoku activities in February. We had a very well-loved Mario Party, which was the first time ever happened, but we had about 300 participants participating in that one. So that is definitely coming back. Coming soon, as you all know, our summer reading challenge is very popular. So the staff is introducing now spring reading challenge as well as winter reading program. So the spring reading challenge is here from March to April 12th, and the ages 4 to 12 can participate in that program. National Library Week is coming up. That is from April 7th to 12th. Many programs and activities are being planned, and I think some of them, they are already on our website. April 8th is National Library Workers' Day. So, wonderful day to say thank you to our library staff. Story Walk, the Story Walk has changed to the new story. If you give a cat a cupcake in March. So that changed in March. So that's the new story. So if you haven't visited that as yet, might be you want to go and see the new story. So the grants, as I just mentioned, in collaboration with Friends of the Library, we have applied for one grant, which is the full amount is $75,000, and the grant is to enhance our 0 to 5 programs. It's called Play for All, like how you use the playful way for children to learn in the library. Collections, I did mention it, I think, the previous meeting. We have RFP for the library materials, the physical books, which was out, and that closed in February. Vendors are being notified if their proposal has been accepted or declined. So the next steps in that process will be it'll go to the council for their approval on May 7th, and the new contracts will start at the start of fiscal year, July 1st, and there won't be any interruptions to our services. It is just a regular process which happens every 5 years. We have to go out and look for new vendors, or old can apply too, but it's the process. Technology, you all heard. So the exciting part is the checkout app, which we are very excited about. I think that will give another way for our patrons to check out books when they want to. You don't need to wait for if there is a line on self-serve. You can just use your phone, take it out, check out those books, and you're out. So it just gives another option. And I know it's a bit of a thing because not everybody likes to download all these apps, but we are very hopeful like they will help people, because we know the other one, Aspen Leda, is people are using that a lot, but hopefully this will be used as well. On a staff front, we have 2 full-time library assistant positions, which we have extended the offer, and they have accepted it. Right now, we are at the stage of doing their fingerprints and background check, and hopefully we will be able to announce those very soon. But we are excited to have 2 new members on board, and these were the positions which were vacant. One of that was vacant since November, and one in January. So the staff is very excited to have new staff members on board. We, as I mentioned in the last meeting, we are planning to extend our opening hours at Downtown Library from July to August. The reason behind that is, if you may remember from last year, the cooling hours were introduced at that time. We had a bit of a struggle at last minute to find staff and to keep the library open for those longer hours. We have decided, moving forward, we will keep our library open from July to August for longer hours, even if it is not a cooling day. So the library will open every Sunday till 8 o'clock from 12 to 8, and other days, regular days also till 8 o'clock. So hopefully that will improve the service. People will be able to access the library and all those wonderful services which you were hearing about. They will have more access to that as well. And for that, we are hiring some seasonal staff which will work during those hours for us to give that coverage, as well as because summer is always a very busy period because of summer reading program. So hopefully there will be some help for staff for that too. For the Friends of the Library, they have a couple of events coming up. I'm very happy to share the Potterverse 2025 is happening on Saturday, 26th, at Maidu Community Center. So that's an afternoon of fun for the whole family, which will include fortune telling, the potion making, house sorting, all kind of butterbeer, candy booth, care of magical, and, wizards, and all that kind of things. I'm so excited for this because I wasn't here last year and I have heard so much about it. So I strongly suggest, if you are available, please participate in that. This one is you have to book in advance. So there are no tickets available on the day, so we have to book in advance. And the Friends of the Library team is working very hard to bring this together. Last year it was very, very successful, and they're hoping they will be able to repeat that success. The Friends of the Library are also hosting a free children's book giveaway, which is happening this coming Saturday, and that's going to be at the downtown library in the car park area from 10 to 12. Mostly these are children's books, however, they're also going to have some adult books as well. And the way I heard, you can just bring your bag and put as many as you want and just go home, have those books, which is such a wonderful thing because it's just access to literacy reading is so important. And I think what they are doing is also, it's kind of, step in the right direction what library is doing, providing books for people to have library at home. So that's wonderful. Few updates I have for you on cultural arts and Maidu Museum. Cultural arts team has an Inspire event coming up, which is on April 5th, where 15 Roseville schools are creating unique art pieces that celebrate their students and the diversity within their school communities. So submissions are rolling in. Some standout examples include Garden of Flowers made entirely from recycled bottle caps and tree featuring thumbprints from 500 students. And it's representing many unique leaves of their school. So where the event's going to happen, it's going to be in Blue Art Gallery, sort of down the road, and the event is in the morning. And if you are interested, I'll be happy to send more details your way. So there is a temporary exhibition coming up at the Maidu Museum, Momimwene exhibition, which is opening this spring, and it will be there till September 14th. And the theme is Medicine Water Flowing Throughout California, Indian Country. That's an art exhibition which is going to feature 29 Native American artists. Couple of other updates. A Johnson Pool mural. So it's a railroad theme and is funded by Union Pacific. And the call to artists is still open, and the mural installation will happen post-summer. And the Johnson Pool's going to open this summer, but the mural will happen once it closes after the summer period. So sculpture for the soccer complex, the call to artist has closed for that one. So we have about 13 entries, and the next step is getting together a selection committee, and then they will decide. And if the whole work will start, the installation will start in August, September. And Maidu Museum is starting their quarterly newsletter. So the first one is coming out next week, and the library board members will receive that newsletter. So I just wanted to bring it here and let you know. Don't be surprised, you're going to get a newsletter for them. And if for any reason you don't want to receive it, you can always unsubscribe it, but you will be getting that one. And it's only 4 in a year, just quarterly. Yeah, and that concludes my report. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. I'd like to open this to the board for comment.
Have we done the children's book giveaway in previous years? I'm new to the board, so I'm not familiar.
Not that I am aware.
No, they
This
haven't.
is the first time.
This can be a
that
lot
they-
of good information then.
Yes.
How many people come by and how many books get chosen.
Yes, yes. And because, so this is getting done by friends of the library, and they receive many, many donations. And I think where this is also coming from, one, the need out there, because they have seen, and they are so passionate about it. They just feel like children having their own libraries is a great way of getting children into reading. But also, this will help them to reduce the books they have. So it serves both purposes because they have a limited space.
Sure. That's great. Thank you.
I appreciate you talking about the funding. I had seen the news about the Institute of Museum and Library Services and had wondered how, or if at all, that impacted our local libraries. So glad to hear that it's not really that impactful, although you did apply for that grant. And unsure about the state funding. Is there, and this may be a question to the board as well, but is there anything that the board can do I mean, it sounds like it's not a continuous cut this year, but it's not been refunded to previous levels.
That's correct, yeah, because previous years, not the last year, before that, that funding was about 5 million. And you can imagine we have so many libraries in California, and this funding definitely helps. Most part, as I said, this is being used for ebooks, e-materials, because they are able to share those ones between libraries. So we are part of this consortia, NorthNet Libraries, where we share books with other libraries, and the funding comes from here. So that's a good question. So there is a kind of the CLA website. I'm happy to send Marissa. I'll send that information to Marissa. We'll be able to send you kind of the link, and there's the information there if the board would like to do anything or wish to kind of do anything.
I think that this was through the American Library Association. I'm signed up to receive information from them. And I believe when there is something nationally going on, they will provide a form letter, and they will find who it needs to be sent to, and they make it very easy for you to get in touch with your local representatives to say, please keep library funding going. So that's another avenue.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, I'd like to open this up to public comment. Thank you. Closing public comment. Moving on to the next section, board member and commissioner staff report. Okay. I guess I don't have to open that for public comment. Okay. Next on the agenda is item 8, which is adjournment.
Adjourn the meeting.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
I am Miss Eileen seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. The March 24th, 2025 Library Board meeting is adjourned at 6:43 p.m.
Good job, team.
Thank you.